Hi, my name is Carmen, and I'm one of the co-founders of Removery. Removery is the world's largest tattoo removal company.
My name is Coss Marte. I'm the CEO and founder of CONBODY, and we hire people coming out of the prison system to teach fitness classes.
I knew this was my calling. It's kind of a little bit of a long story, but I had this client. His uncle called and said, hey, listen, my nephew's been in a really bad place for a long time. My sister can't afford tattoo removal. He's got some tattoos on his face. I can pay you a little bit, but can you help us out? And I was like, yeah, just bring him in. So he comes in and he has his hat pulled down. He's looking at the floor, one word answers to everything. And, you're sort of trying to joke with him and play with him, but he just wasn't having it. But as he came along, the hat comes up a little bit. You can start to see his eyes. He starts to give you sentences like as answers rather than a word. By the time he was done, he came in, he's like, Carm, I got a job. It was sort of that moment when I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like I changed the trajectory and I watched it happen. So that's really where Initiative was born, is seeing that transformation.
For me, it was a lot of up and downs. I've been in and out of jail and over a dozen times, been stopped by NYPD over 300 times. Like I was on the corner nonstop selling weed, drugs, whatever I could get to survive. I grew up 3 blocks away from here. My mom's still here. I'm still in the neighborhood. It was a time where I was in solitary confinement doing a very long time and just thinking to myself, like, what do I really want to do in my community? And I felt like I was already destroying my community by doing all the things that I did bad in the streets. And I said I wanted to do something positive. I already lost all the weight in prison. I was helping people lose weight in prison. So I said I want to start CONBODY. And in that prison cell in solitary confinement, 24-hour lockdown, I wrote a fake mini business plan. There was no vision, mission, value statement. It was just writing down whatever the hell I wanted to do and just do what I wrote. And that's exactly what I did. I started coming home, started doing it in local parks. Now we've hired over 100 people coming out of the system. We go to the juvenile facilities every single day to train people. It's been a crazy loop around the world to see where I'm at right now, but it's also a blessing, to see the fruit just keep growing,
Wow, that's amazing. As I grew and became more mature and more happy with who I was, then I was able to add them and be very confident about them. The larger work that I have now, I say it's always my jewelry. Like I never have to put jewelry on. It's amazing.
For me, I feel like I could go with so many stories inside prison. Like I was literally the guy sometimes watching out, helping build the tattoo gun or watching out for the guy that's tattooing the other guy or helping with getting some certain ink. There was people sneaking in color through visiting rooms and stuff like that. So I'm like watching people's backs. It was a crazy journey to see the experience of what tattoo had in my personal life. I only got one tattoo, but I seen all my friends, my employees, all of them have tattoos, that most of them got in prison, and seeing what they regret and also appreciate about it, because I seen beautiful, beautiful artwork that has been done while I was inside, but I also seen horrible things and things that people regret. And I think people use it as a memory and something that's really touching to you to put it on your actual body. For me, I always was weary about putting anything, and then I loved it so much, I was like, I'm gonna do it,
Nice. In my experience in hearing the stories of people removing them, mostly, a lot of times they'll memorialize a time, and especially on a body part that's very visible. And sometimes that time isn't really what they want to be reminded of after they've healed. So I had one woman, and she had memorialized where her baby child had died on her chest. She had to remove it like she couldn't see it. I totally get it. Sometimes it memorializes, your journey through life, but sometimes it memorializes things that aren't what you want to remember anymore. So tattoos were made to be permanent, right? But our life changes. So nothing is permanent. And some things remain and some things are good to have forever, but some things we have to allow other humans to change, to rewrite their story. So by removing the tattoos, it gives them that opportunity for the inside be represented with who they are now. It might not be what's written on their body at the moment. They might rewrite it, but at least it will be what represents them now.
I think just really changing changing the perception of how people view other people. You know, I think on the tattoo level, when we see somebody full of tattoos in their faces, we're very judgmental. Oh, that person might have been in prison or whatever. But I think what we're doing at CONBODY is bringing all types of walks of life together, whether you're a professional or been in prison, and just treat each other as human beings. And I think that's what the magic that we're writing that script. Let's be humans and treat people like real people.
And that's the way that we look at the initiative program too. Nobody needs to be judged. Life is hard enough the way that it is. And we need not to look what's written on them or, you know, a tattoo on them and judge who they are or what that represents. Got to give them room to tell the story that they have inside of them now and give them the grace to understand that shit changes. Like I said, the kid whose uncle called and said, please, can you help out? Yes, we changed his life. He had a job. He was so excited, but it gave me the opportunity to understand the power that I had, like how I had this unique power to change somebody, and I could give that to them. So that's how it was born, because I never did charge him. I said, oh my God, no. And then that's when I got started getting hold of people, parole officers, different prisons I called, all kinds of places, like, let me do this for you. And it took a long time to build it. Yes, we change lives every day, we do, but the ones that really mean a whole lot to us are generally through this initiative program, because they're so appreciative and we actually see them change.
I think people made that decision before they even walked into that door to change that person's life to a different level. For example, Sarita, one of my employees, she did 22 years in prison and has been working with me for 8-9 years now, you know, and so somebody coming out of prison and a week later just changing that, not even changing, but elevating, like, hey, here's a helping hand. I don't care where you came from, what you did. We're not going to judge you for your past. We're going to help you with your future and your present. We glorify the prison era. We glorify the crime. And this is why I hate like Netflix shows and stuff like that are already like sensationalizing all this stuff. I want to talk about like the people that are coming out, like that need help right now. Like, how do we elevate those people that really want change? Somebody that did 20 years in prison, right? Yeah. 20 years he went in as a teenager, you know, came out as an adult. For him, a week later out of prison to get a job and be sustained out, parole officer wants to get him off parole early, you know, like we're pushing for a whole bunch of people to get off that system because they're doing the right thing. And they're proving day after day, you know, that is doable. It was just a simple, hey, helping hand, you know, we're here.
Hopefully I see tattoo removal and fitness working together for all those reasons we spoke about.
Yeah, I think somebody that's coming in to take that decision, you know, to take that thing off your body or come and take off that fat off your body, it's something that's weighing you down, that you're making that decision that I'm gonna change my life and now do something about it. Come do the time and get your butt kicked, get ready to change your life.
Yes, no, I will be ready, totally.
All right.